Brought to you by paid sponsorship for the Grim Hollow Valakin Clans Kickstarter. Time for a little more homebrew. Today we're going to talk about the Fussy Focus. It was part of a heavily modified 5e campaign that I ran. Basically, I made marshals scary as hell. And then I made the Fussy Focus because I felt like it was more magic-y maybe than spell slots. It's not balanced.
Players can opt into only being able to use a special kind of spell focus. Instead of replacing components, it replaces spell slots. They can cast as many times as they want, but certain requirements in the environment must be met. One of the most memorable was the Tempest Cleric who had to hold his focus near or over living water, basically meaning flowing water. On a ship, they were unstoppable, but in a drought, they'd have to get creative. Every battle would start with a luck roll to see whether it was raining or not, and the focus would work if it were over a spring or a flowing storm drain, but if there wasn't any of that, they just had cantrips and whatever they could squeeze out of a wineskin. Each level of spell requires a different intensity of the thing. In the example of the Tempest Cleric, spraying their wineskin on the ground is enough to do a level 1 spell for a round or two maybe, but a level 6 spell would require the equivalent of a white water rapid. Some other fussy focuses that I thought were cool were the Shadow Focus, which needs to be in an old shadow. The older, the higher the slot. The Light Focus needs to be in direct light. The brighter the light, the higher the level slot available. The Death Focus needs to be near the dead. The fresher, the higher the slot. This made it feel like the magic kind of came from the environment. It gave everybody tools to plan engagements according to their strengths in that environment, and it also made it possible to ratchet casters back for certain engagements unless they could come up with cool ways to get around it, which, by the way, the enemies would learn about over time. So an enemy that knows you becomes way more dangerous if they know how to sap your spell slots. Anyway, it's homebrew, so it's broken, but I'll include it in the description, and hopefully you have fun, and if you use it, let me know how it went.
Hey, thanks for watching. Subscribe, that whole thing. Also, this was brought to you by a paid sponsorship for the Grim Hollow Valakin Clans Kickstarter.
If you're trying to amp up your fighters, it's got heaps of new maneuvers. Also, it's got new subclasses, background options, transformations, not to mention a survival and raiding system.
If you want to do brutal adventures in the frostbitten north, then check out the links in the description.